What up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Planet Death from Bad Idea. That is the trailer. Definitely hella dope trailer. Was happy to see it online, and I have to admit I was excited for this comic book. Upon seeing the trailer and after reading it, I am definitely adding this to my pull list. So what is the story about? Millions of miles from home, hundreds of ships descend into the stormy atmosphere of a hostile frozen world. On board, an army of resolute men and women brace for the coming assault. They are an invasion force on an impossible mission. Destroy the devastating enemy weapon garrison below. Corporal Scott and his battalion are in the vanguard, but the human faces are no match for the brutal alien adversaries. Scott's battalion is dead within moments. He is its lone survivor. The landing force annihilated. The battle is lost. Against overwhelming odds, Scott dares the unthinkable. Cross behind enemy lines, survive the lethal landscape, evade capture by ruthless enemies, resist natural predators, face human deserters, and finish the mission single-handedly. Locked in his suit of full combat armor, sustained only by what he can carry and driven by Earth's wrath, Scott must do by himself what an entire army could not. Destroy the weapon, return home. This premise, masterfully done. Beautifully done. The art, amazing. Phenomenal art. The layout, the pacing, everything is on point with this comic book. The way this is written makes sense to me that it's also by the writer of John Wick, because it's so simple and clear, the objective and what they're going to come across. And when you write in this more simplified emotional state, it really opens up the story for anybody to identify with this idea of an impossible mission, of an impossible task that you yourself have to single-handedly do. And that is the premise. It's everything is trying to stop you from succeeding at your goal. That's a wonderful premise, and it's a premise I think that a lot of people identify with. On top of that, if I had to place or define what this feels like in a nutshell, it genuinely feels to me like Behind Enemy Lines meets Kurt Russell's Soldier. And those are two movies that I like, and so this is a story and a premise that I can get behind. And again, the art looks great. It looks massive. It looks fun. So I'm all in, definitely putting this on the pull list. And beyond that, the Bad Idea Company just really speaks to me. It reads, "The book you hold in your hand might just be the most important one we've ever published. Not just because it's our first comic to reach every comic book store across the globe, a milestone made possible by our incredible distribution partner at Lunar, Diamond UK, and Universal, and not merely because it shattered records, becoming the best-selling independent comic of the past 30 years, a feat unseen since Jim Lee's Wildcats #1, and the birth of Image Comics in 1992, with over 655,000 copies ordered at the time of printing, and that's before final order cutoff, when the majority of our incredible and supportive retail partners placed their orders, and not even because it's co-written by two creative powerhouses, Derek Kolstad, the blockbuster screenwriter behind the internationally acclaimed box office dominating John Wick motion picture franchise, and Robert Venditti, the New York Times bestselling author whose seminal run on Exo Manowar kicked off the most successful publishing launch in decades when the Valiant Comics triumphantly returned to store shelves in 2012. No, not for any of those reasons, but because Planet Death marks the beginning of a bold new era, a complete reinvention of how we approach storytelling, editorial, and production, an approach where nothing is rushed, nothing is compromised, and nothing is taken for granted. Every word, every panel, every page, scrutinized, refined, elevated, no expense spared, especially not the one that matters most, time. If I said it once, I'll say it again. Comic books were not going to die. They're going to be reinvented, and people that really genuinely care about the craft, we're going to come back to it and make it better and stronger. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of companies, and I think Bad Idea is definitely one of those companies. As always, my name is Rich. There will be a link in the show notes to feralpublication.com where you guys can pick up the stuff I make. Beyond that, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Lates.